Good day to you. Why, you're looking at him. Is that so? Let me take a look. I see. I've always said exhibitions are a great way to drum up military support, in addition to serving as an opportunity to sell Japanese products to the West. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Eiichi Shibusawa. I am in charge of the government treasury. I have some ideas for items that might garner attention abroad. Perhaps you could assist me? For instance, in procuring ukiyo-e paintings, lacquerware, or even Satsuma pottery. Now, if only we had the contact who could help us. Oh, do you have a lead, perchance? You mean to say you're acquainted with her? Excellent. This should be smooth sailing. Can I ask you to take care of the Satsuma pottery, in that case? I'll send word to the Satsuma myself later. When you have made some progress, do let me know. Meanwhile, I shall endeavor to gather the other goods.
Who are you? Well, in that case, you may pass.
Let Okubo know what your business is. He's by the north stage inside the house. Just make sure you're on your best behavior. So, are you ready? Good. In you go.
Why go to the trouble of dismantling it?
We must keep the peace within the clan. I fear that we have little choice.
Kuroda, this is the one who helped me fend off the blue demon.
Oh, I see. You're really something, huh? Kiyotaka Kuroda of the Satsuma at your service. What can I do for you today? That's fine. But first things first. I'm under strict orders to inform a certain someone should you ever appear. I'm just going to get someone. In the meantime, perhaps you could show us your fighting prowess? We are almost eager to see more.
That is a lot to ask of a guest.
Come. Surely you are as intrigued as anyone. Show them what the Satsuma clan are capable of.
Ah, but I genuinely want to see your skills. Let us do this. Come at me.
You're done!
You're good. But a warrior of the Satsuma is not so... Incredible. I thank you for sparring with me.
Both of you were most impressive. I owe you for your part in my encounter with the blue demon. I thank you. But might I ask from whence you hail? I see.
Forgive my boldness, but anyone capable of defeating the blue demon should definitely be in the employ of the Satsuma.
Very well. We will not pressure you. After all, a stray rather loses its charm if it's put on a leash. At the very least, you can aid us with this pottery. I received a letter explaining everything, you see? I shall arrange to have it sent to Shibusawa, or whomever it was.
Come for pleasure next time, not business. We'll have a drink or two. Okubo included, of course.
Count on it.
It's always up. We have wares that may interest you. Will there be anything else? Will there be anything else? So tell me, what do you need today? Please, take care.
Over here. Oh, it's you. I understand you work for Katsu now. That being the case, there's a duty I would have you perform. I was the wife of the previous shogun, you know. There's no hiding such things from me. But I speak in jest. Katsu serves the shogunate. It stands to reason I have dealings with them. The duty in question is the protection of the shogunate vassals. Following the purge, resentment towards the shogunate has continued to grow. And of late, I've been feeling uneasy. Without definite proof of a threat, however, I can't set people to work. Thus, I would turn to you for help. If you have any other questions, I'd be glad to answer them. I wish I did, but I can't say anything for certain. I'd be happy if it turns out it was all in my mind. So, will you do it? Will you protect our retainers? Wonderful. I can see why Katsu places his trust in you. If something were to happen, it would be after everyone has left the castle. You may stand by in the area till then. It appears I was right to feel uneasy. Katsu's escort has not returned. Indeed, I'm depending on you. We can't afford to lose Katsu. Not now, of all times. I will come with you. Whatever is happening, I wish to see with my own eyes. If it's dangerous, then I trust you to protect me. I have made my decision. Let's be on our way. But my dress is not suited for the rains. I'm afraid you'll have to give me a lift. Let's go. The last time I rode like this, I must have been with my stepfather. Was assaulted at the fireworks display on the Sumida River. He ought to have been more careful. He is a true patriot, you know. We must protect such people at all costs. I figured there'd be bandits along the way.
cowards are massing together to make a stand.
Don't mind me. Help Katsu.
You're here! How fortunate.
I will cut down all those who side with the shogunate! No, not like this! I have to do this for him!
I feared the worst for a moment there. Sorry for the hassle. You're from Satsuma, aren't you?
What if I am?
Well, this is quite the predicament. If she were to find out about this...
It seems the situation is under control. I'm glad both you and Takahashi are safe. As for the villain... What? Nakamura?
Princess, what are you doing here?
I should ask you that. With Lord E's death, Satsuma should have made peace with the shogunate. Yet, here you are making trouble.
With all due respect, I think that's a mistake. The shogunate should not have opened up Japan. It isn't fit to rule. Mr. Saigo would surely say the same.
Imbecile! The Saigo I knew would never think of doing something so foolish as attacking Katsu. I won't listen to any more of this nonsense. You'll be dealt with later. Now be gone from my sight! Regrettably, yes. He was one of Saigo's closest. That he, of all people, should do this. The disgrace!
Well, no harm was done, so let's not dwell on it. Far be it from me to say so, as the intended victim.
Of late, I had been feeling that something was amiss at the residence. In hindsight, that must have been the source of my unease. The blame for this incident lies with the Satsuma. We've caused a great deal of trouble, and for that, I apologize. Indeed. I, too, enjoyed riding with you. I look forward to the opportunity to share a horse again.
So, as to what happens next. It'd cause complications with the Satsuma if we punished Nakamura. I believe it'd be best to simply pretend none of this happened.
As you say. My thanks, Katsu. I must thank you as well. Your service will not go unrewarded.
Hey.
What can I do for you? Go ahead. We were close since we were little. I can't remember us ever arguing or fighting. Among my 6 brothers and sisters, he was the one who looked out for me the most. My sisters and their husbands were also good to us, though. When I think on it, I'm truly blessed for siblings. How lovely. All right. If you'll excuse me.
There's something I'd like to ask. Do you remember angering the doctor after we set fire to the Outsiders building? Indeed, I do. Well, I've been doing a lot of thinking since then about what she said. I still refuse to concede to the Outsiders that we should open the country. And I think Master Shoin's final wish was for us to expel the barbarians. But if my father, the physician, was still alive, he wouldn't have withheld treatment to anyone. Not even outsiders. Same as Ine. Apparently, she's from the Kanda Medical School. I'm thinking of heading over to apologize. Would you like to come as well? Appreciated. I just couldn't face going alone.
Did you need something?
I came here to apologize. I'm truly sorry for attacking the Outsiders building. We went too far.
I can't simply forgive you with a mere apology. The dead won't come back to life just like that, will they?
Doctor, I'm just stepping out. I've received word from my men that a quarrel has sprung up between some British merchants and the local Japanese.
Absolutely not. You're badly wounded. You need rest, and lots of it. What are you planning to do? I don't think you showing up would help things, quite frankly.
This is my duty, and time is of the essence. I'll be fine, so I'll be on my way.
Wait! Please!
So you came after all. As I understand it, our merchants failed to dismount when passing a daimyo's procession.
If that's the case, then the fault lies with the merchants.
What? Then why didn't they just say so? Is it the Japanese way to draw swords on defenseless folk?
I fear the procession will be spoiling from data. Make sure
Why did you do that? Why, damn you?
Why are you here? What on earth is going on?
I thought as much. You were there. Why didn't you end it?
Their blood was up. They were raring for so many of them.
I heard that the outsiders share some of the blame, but cutting them down isn't the first resort. Especially those merchants just now. They had no intention to fight.
Genzui Kusaka of Choshu. I must thank you for your assistance in taking down the Blue Demon. But as this issue is between the Satsuma and the British, I ask that you stay out of this matter. We told them to dismount their horses, but they didn't comply. As the palanquin reached their position, we were forced to act. More to the point, are you the ones who cut down my comrades? Why on earth you would lend aid to the British is beyond me, but this shall not stand.
I apologize for what has transpired. It is as you say. Please allow me to apologize formally on behalf of Choshu another time.
You expect us to simply let you go?
He shouldn't be here in this state. We have to get him back to the clinic. Not leaving! More blood! Raise a hand against us!
What's wrong with me? Seen anything. Time to put an end to We have done what we can. Come, Kuroda.
If you're looking for the captain, he's home safe. And I believe I have you two to thank for it.
I owe you my thanks as well. Ah. I didn't expect to hear that from you. If you hadn't come with me, I don't think I'd have been able to apologize to Dr. Ine in earnest. And that Englishman would have been killed by the Satsuma. It's strange. When I'm around you, I feel I could take on the world. None of my other comrades inspire such a feeling. I won't abandon the expulsionist philosophy, though. That said, I have come to feel that Master Shoin didn't want us haphazardly killing outsiders. More specifically, attacking those meeting our nation halfway is no way to behave. Henceforth, I'll walk the honorable path, and not sully my family's good name. I will. Alongside you, I know it can be done. As my comrade in arms, it would be good to have you walk the path alongside me. May great things await us.
Hey,
I'm listening. I can't believe it. Really? Well, I'm happy to listen whenever you want to talk. Be seeing you. Hey. What do you want? Sure, I'm game. What's on your mind? The Yokohama Kiheitai was something of an experiment, to be frank. I'm thinking I will build a new militia back home. As always, any person with aspiration is welcome no matter their social status. But this time, they will be trained and equipped for Western-style warfare. The age of samurai won't last forever, and new Kiheitai would go a long way toward ending it. Well, it's the domain of the Mori family, made famous by the master schemer, Motonari Mori, in the Sengoku period. In Motonari's day, they governed 6 states as great daimyos, until it went down to 2 after the Tokugawa beat them at Sekigahara. In the 2 centuries since, their loyalty to the shogunate has only been skin deep. It's the only thing they have in common with Satsuma. Interesting question there, and not easy to answer. Well, I consider everyone from Choshu to be a true comrade. Kusaka, first and foremost, and I would trust him with my life. But, having said that, I wouldn't say we get along particularly well. I would say I get along with the Tosa guys, Sakamoto, and Nakaoka much better. You know your stuff. Now? Sure, not a problem. I was just thinking I've had my fill of idling about in gambling dens. And, I wasn't in the mood for the pleasure district either. Good thing you came along because I feel like a good conversation. Kusaka often leaves to practice his swordsmanship or the like, and gets utterly consumed by it. But I need to break up the monotony, keep things varied. Even in battle, I'm there wishing I could noodle the shamisen. Why don't you give it a go? Fighting isn't everything. We'll have more to talk about when you understand the finer things. You're missing the point. Listening is totally different from playing. Don't worry about playing well. You will understand in due course if you try. And with stuff like this, you can learn the theory. But that won't communicate the joy of playing. Don't overthink it. Just go with your gut and let your fingers work. That'll lead you in the right direction. The arts of combat and performance have much in common. You will understand once you try. If you like to learn, I'll be glad to teach you. Even if it's just a once. I would love to hear what kind of melody you make.
we meet again.
You, we're busy looking for someone. Can I trust you not to get in our way?
Word is a renowned martial arts master is training on this mountain. So we've come to hone our skills. I'd really like to get to Takasagi's level one day.
My word. Can you not go 2 minutes without mentioning that man's name?
You're one to talk. You're constantly going, Kusaka this, Kusaka that.
Moving on. You hammered us good and proper at Ine's place. We're painfully aware of our need to grow if we're to achieve anything.
Hey, I just realized. The martial arts master we're after competed in the tournament at the military academy. Didn't you compete too? If you're already acquainted, would you ask him to let us train with him? Ah, thank you. Much obliged.
Where are you going? Over there. Is that him? He looks kind of young.
You there. You're not Jigoro Cano, are you?
Yes? Can I help you? Ah, I remember you from the military academy. Famed. I don't know if I'll go quite so far, though I suppose I've received a fair bit of attention since then.
And we're acquaintances too. I wonder, would you be so kind as to teach us to fight?
You want me to teach you? Very well. After all, you did go out of your way to find me. I suppose we could run through a few training exercises.
Wonderful. We're very much looking forward to it.
There's a place up ahead I often used to train. Let's go over there now. This is where I practice my hill sprints, where I run full steam from the base all the way to the top. By using often neglected muscle groups, I strengthen not only my legs, but my entire body. Naturally, it also helps to build stamina.
I don't know. This sounds rather basic.
Yeah, let's make it interesting. What if we race to see who can reach the top first? All right, time to finally show you who's boss.
Master Kano, give us the signal.
Very well. But remember, this is training. Ready? Go!
I've got this!
I can perfectly hold my own here.
You, stand back, Hito!
If anyone should stand back, it's you, Yamagata.
Well done. I knew you would be quick.
Damn it. Not again.
All right then, let's move on to the next exercise. This is where I like to practice sparring. I want you to face off one-on-one with another as if you were engaging in a real combat. What technique you choose is entirely up to you.
I see. Got any tips before we begin?
The success of your training depends on you and your partner. That is, you must approach your fight with a willingness to help each other succeed.
Got it. Master Cano, it'd be my honor to train with someone of your caliber. I expect you'd be able to wipe the floor with me, would you not?
Yes. Well, I'm afraid you're not quite at my level. But perhaps the three of you could try and take me on together.
What? The nerve of this guy! We'll make you eat those words! Come on, Ito! Let's get him!
The three of us can take him down.
Please come at me however you'd like.
Fooling yourself if you think you're the best of the three of us!
Don't come crying afterwards.
Saw that! Perhaps 1 against 3 was a bit ambitious.
I can't believe how much one man made us struggle.
I underestimated him. I suppose that's what you get from a famous martial artist.
If we keep training like that, do you think we could get that strong?
I suppose. Shall we get back to it then?
I should thank you too. I appreciate you vouching for us.
We're going to get stronger. Just you wait. Strong enough to pay back what we owe you one day.
So we meet again. Clearly, I'm no match for your strength. So I'll just have to make use of it. My name is Alexandria Moreau. Seeing as we are not total strangers, let us get down to business. Naturally, I will have you answer my questions in full honesty. To start, please identify yourself. I see. You do seem rather lonely, don't you? Now then, where might I find Robert Fortune? Well, after all I did to make him suffer, I'm rather surprised he didn't run away or hide. The foolish man. However, I suppose it simplifies things somewhat. I shall have you bring him to me. There we go. Help me get what I desire, and you shall be rewarded. You were gathering morning glories earlier, no? That is a special flower. I want you to serve it to Mr. Fortune in a tea. Once he's consumed it, he should follow your every order. After that, you are to bring him to the abandoned plot of land by Denzuin Temple. Understood? Good. Then I'll leave the matter to you.
How can I help you today? That's very kind of you. Although I'm not quite sure I can accept it. I'm in your debt enough as it is. Then again, I would hate to refuse your generous invitation. Oh, what should I do? Yes, let's do that. Another time, then. How can I help you today? That's very kind of you. Then right. If you insist. Verily, tea is a wonderful thing. It has no borders, and is something the British and Japanese can enjoy alike. Of course, I enjoy the odd cup of sake also, but there are so many who wreck their lives with it, don't you think? Anyway, this tea, it tastes a little funny, though. Are you leaving? About time I go out too. So, shall we go look for a wonderful flower garden? To think that I came all the way to Japan just to be housebound by bloody expulsionists.
It's Mr. Fortune! Quick, we must save him!
If only I always had a warrior like you with me. Ah, I feel great. It must be the tea. What kind of leaves were they?
Give it back to her! Don't try anything funny!
Thank goodness. Ah, flower petals. The flower garden must be nearby.
So, the reports were true. I'd heard you were working with that woman.
A flower! A flower!
killed your head. But hand Robert over at once.
Robert! Hold on!
Good job. You did splendidly. I have a feeling that this is the start of a beautiful relationship. That's what I like to hear. Till next time.
Oh, hello there. Ah, you came. Thanks to your efforts, I've received a fine piece of Satsuma pottery. It should fetch a high price overseas. At any rate, I was hoping to exhibit an ukiyo-e print and its woodblock at the upcoming international exhibition. As it happens, I found a collector who owns a masterpiece of the genre. After some negotiating, he agreed to lend it to me, if I did a certain job for him. Can I count on your help? The collector is a very wealthy man, so I'm sure we'll be duly rewarded. That's the spirit. Besides, the collector is presently right here in Edo. Let me take you to him. Shall we be on our way? Ukiyo-e can be cheaply manufactured. You just need the original woodblock. That's why it's popular among the masses. The piece we're borrowing is by a famous artist named Hokusai Katsushika. The owner is a great admirer of his works. We've arrived.
I wondered who it might be, but I wasn't expecting you. So, you're not entirely an enemy of the state, I see. Before you ask, I haven't seen your samurai friend. I don't know anything more, so let's not waste our time. Oh. By the look on your face, I dare say it wasn't the most heartwarming of reunions.
Oh, you know each other? Excellent. Then let us get straight to business. We will take on that job you mentioned if you'll kindly lend me the woodblock.
Ah, yes. It is my hope that it makes waves at the International Exposition. Unfortunately, there's talk that someone is trying to steal it. I will not stand idly by and wait for these ruthless scoundrels to take my property. And that's where you come in.
To root out some thieves? I agree. We mustn't leave such men to their own devices. In fact, I'd be more than happy to oblige.
Oh, a connoisseur, are you? Then I shall rest assured you're the right one for the assignment.
In any case, the first thing we need to do is lure the rats into the open, then nab them. Naturally, we mustn't let any harm come to the Consul General. Therefore, as soon as the thieves show up, we should whisk Mr. Harris to safety. Well then, let us get ourselves ready. That's a hoaxai for you. Even the woodblock is magnificent. I can already imagine exhibition goers marveling at the exhibit.
With this, my acclaim shall flourish. You've done exceptionally. Please, leave the rest to me.
This way.
Oh, they're here! The thieves!
Quickly, to the consul!
What the?
Damn it! It's a trap!
Sorry, boss. You have to finish it.
It sounds like they have accomplices. We need to get to the consul at once.
I couldn't stop them. They've taken the woodblock.
I'll tend to the consul. You go after the thieves.
Bastard! I'm not giving this up!
Fan out and deal with them! Sorry for the wait. Come, let's take care of these crooks!
One measly woodblock. Surely that rich foreigner is embarrassed.
When you say things like that, you're even less inclined to give it up.
I had to come see for myself. Splendid work, the both of you.
All right, you're coming with me to the commissioner's office. But first, tell me one thing. Why were you so anxious to get your hands on these woodblock?
Hokusai's bold compositions are said to capture the true essence of the ukiyo-e art form. Surely, there are collectors who'd pay anything to own one.
I can see that you are not some simple outlaw. Tell me, have you ever worked as a merchant before?
I have. It was my former occupation, but I've since fallen on hard times, as you no doubt can see. Now, I have neither status nor money. Therefore, it was my intention to steal the print and gain a second lease on life.
I can understand the desire to covet that which all the world deems a masterpiece. But I'm afraid that thievery will get you nowhere. Now that Japan has opened its doors to the world, we can expect there to be many changes in the way we do business here. International trade will serve as an opportunity to greatly enrich our nation. But to make the best of it, we'll need the support of merchants like yourself. As a vassal of the Shogunate, I vow to remake Japanese commerce for a new age. And I hope you'll contribute too. By honest means, of course.
I'll consider it. But you better not be paying me mere lip service.
That's the end of that business, I suppose. Here, a bit more than I promised. May it help you find your samurai friend.
How are you? Been well, I trust? Ah, mute. Taken any photographs lately? I'd love to see them. Be sure to drop by again. Been well, truly splendid. I see. Till next time, then. Been well, I trust? Ah. Taken any photographs lately? I'd love to see them. Be sure to drop by again.
I'm glad to see you.
Really? Oh, it looks like you have quite the collection. Good work. What would you like me to work on? What would you like me to work on? I have a hunch you will be back again. Am I right?
Been well, Etra? Ah. Taken any photographs lately? I'd love to see them. Be sure to drop by again.
Do I know you? Don't tell me.
The Ronin, from the military academy. I'm rather fond of photographic devices. In fact, I come here quite often. At any rate, I have been looking for a capable fighter like you. Moreover, someone without ties to the Shogunate. You see, it seems that some of my retainers have become involved in shady dealings with a merchant.
It was I who disclosed the matter. The same thing happened in Yokohama, remember? I figured that there was something rotten in the state of Edo. At any rate, our friend here should be able to put your man in line.
Which is why I'd like to procure some irrefutable evidence. With this camera. Got it?
What a fine idea! Hey, you still have the camera I gave you?
I've picked up a few things on my own, and I'm particularly fond of this camera Igashichi built for me. I feel like it's entirely done away with the need for silver and wet plates. Indeed, nothing else compares.
You said it! Word is, they're experimenting with dry plates abroad. But even that would offer limited colors for exposure. Meanwhile, my camera is easy to use and produces great results. You see, I based the designs and ideas previously worked out by the first Igashichi, and... Oh, there I go again.
Well, will you help me procure the evidence I need? I'm afraid that calling on a servant would only complicate matters sorely. Good. We'll head out when the alleged deal is set to take place. The Shogunate is big, and it's unwieldy. Even I cannot deal with corrupt officials as I please, and I'm the Shogun. I hear the scoundrels have gone from merely taking bribes to selling arms to the highest bidder, whoever that may be. That's why we need to secure proof. But to be clear, this is not an assassination. This is where the transaction will take place. Let's slip in undetected. You hear that? I wonder what happened.
Don't kill me! Yeah!
Dear me. This is terrible. I can't ignore this. We must catch the killer.
Looks like I've missed out. I must be getting rust. You've seen it. I can't let you escape.
Your Excellency!
Are you hurt?
We mustn't be so reckless!
Your Excellency, is it? Seems we've hooked ourselves a big fish.
How come you're here?
Master Katsu had us follow you at a distance. If only we had not lost sight of you.
Worry not. I'm much obliged. That Katsu, always one step ahead. I suppose I owe you my thanks as well. Yes, thanks to Takahashi's big mouth, calling out Your Excellency rather gave the game away. But what's done is done. Get some ninja to look into that old man, will you? I'd prefer to have seen those criminals tried, but I suppose the result would have been the same. Sorry to have troubled you.
How are you? Been well, I trust? Ah. Well, I can see that you worked hard on this. Be sure to drop by again.
Help! Somebody help! There's a barrel running amok over there!
There's a mighty awful stench coming from the water. The canal water has been stinking like hell lately. It's making life hard for everyone nearby. You can smell it all the way here? That's some nose you got there. Anyway, the water comes from a reservoir past here. I'd go and check on it, but the area's rife with dangerous beasts. With a weapon like that, I'll bet you know how to handle yourself. Would you mind investigating the reservoir for us? Really? We're in your debt. Please find out what's causing the stench and let me know.
Well, boys, it would seem it's sneaked out. So go find the dogs and silence them!
Damn fools!
I'll kill them!
Damn it in the bed!
You have no idea what you're being
Who were those guys? Phew, I'm glad you came back when you did. So, what was going on at the reservoir? Don't tell me those thugs tried to dispose of them there. Ugh. Thanks, but no thanks. I'd rather not see the photo. Well, I suppose we better give the reservoir a good clean. Thanks a lot for all your help. What is it this time? All right. Out with it. So, that's how you see me, eh? I suppose we could chalk it up to the times we live in. There are so many challenges vying for one's attention. Hence my constant need for a pipe. I well know tobacco to be an indulgence, but the day I stop smoking it is the day I end up looking more severe than ever. Princess Atsuko was adopted by Lord Shimazu at the age of 17. Since then, she has lived to carry out the duties assigned to her. Immured within the inner sanctum of Edo Castle, she has had to wage a lonely fight for government reform. And her sole consolation is that feline, which perhaps explains the inordinate amount of affection she showers upon it. How splendid. I see. That concludes business.
Over here. If you have business, then let's hear it. Let's hear it then. I am. I was born into a branch family of the Shimazu. When the talk of marriage arose, I was adopted into the head house. As a young girl, I thought that I would take a local man for a husband and bear his children. That I would grow old and die in Satsuma. Truly, there's no telling what the future holds. I'm well pleased. Well now, it seems we have like minds. I was just thinking of asking you the very same. Since saying that I wanted to speak with you, we haven't had the chance. You remember that time, I trust. It wasn't my intention to pry into your past then. But at the very least, I thought I could get a name. You're not given to conversation, it seems. careful with the clumsy jokes now, especially if you're not good with words. This, I say as someone who was once like you. I spoke in Satsuma dialect, you see, and it made me self-conscious. Be it our position, our birth, or our hearts. No matter how we try to behave, there's always something binding us. You should understand this well enough. Now, I won't ask you further about your origins. But am I correct in assuming you've never had a cat or a dog? Delightful creatures both. Adorable and sweet. They snuggle up to you without asking complicated questions. I see. If you have the chance, you should try caring for one. It might just be the cure for your ineloquence. I'm reminded of the darling chin I used to have. With that, I didn't have to let him go. But that's enough about me. It's your turn to talk about yourself for a change.
How are you? You're here.
Need something? Oh, all right, I suppose. Only ever in the company of comrades like Kosaka and Ito. After all, I care little for flashy entertainers. I didn't come all the way to Edo to gallivant in the pleasure district. It'd be a shame if my aspirations were thwarted by sheer debauchery. Through abstinence and the weathering of trials, one discovers unexpected paths forward. At least that's my theory. This is great. Oh, I see. By your leave.
We meet again. Can I help you? All right, though I may not be the right person to ask. Too high! Oh, why, it is an earthly paradise. The Miyazaki and Yoshiwara are home to the most beautiful women in the land. Indeed, I will never forget my first visit to such a world of sensory delight. Takasugi served as my guide. Boy, did I cut loose that night. But when at last it came time to pay the bill, I came up short. So, I had somebody run and fetch Katsura. Let me tell you, never have I seen that mild-mannered man so angry. When I heard the Red Demon was continuing his oppression,
I couldn't idly watch from the safety of my domain. But I never once imagined that Master Shoin would be arrested. I nearly fell over when I heard the news. If only I could have spoken to him before he died. My failure to do so will surely haunt me for as long as I live. The very least I can do is help others to carry out his last will and testament. I appreciate it. Understood. That's about it, I suppose.
Hey. I don't know what you were thinking, trying to get close to those Shogunate officials. Let's talk, just for a while. Understood? Is that how it looks? In truth, I live in a constant state of fear. But if you give in to cowardice and don't act, then the things you could and should achieve will be left undone. Which is why I try to remain firm in my resolve, no matter what. But don't tell Shinsaku and the rest I said any of that, all right? Many things. Military strategy, history, philosophy. But it wasn't all book learning. He made us swim and climb mountains too. Looking back on it even now, his academy was truly different. Everyone would discuss ideas together, teaching each other. I learned a lot of things from that. When I close my eyes, I can still see it. That little tatami room. Haven't I told you? My family has practiced medicine in Choshu for generations. When I was young, I also studied medicine. But I stopped to focus on the cause. What could one mere physician achieve in the face of the cholera overrunning Japan? It needs stamping out, no matter what it takes. You know how to please. Good idea. I've got some time on my hands now if you're free. There was something I've been meaning to ask, actually. About the one who trained you. You've mastered the sword, no doubt. But that's not all. You've got real grit. I've never seen anything faze you in the least. You must have had an incredible master. Like we had in Master Shoin. To have their pupil revere them is a master's greatest joy, I'm sure. We were truly blessed to have been introduced to the man. He gave us purpose, the chance to focus on our nation's future. By the way, what does your teacher do these days? I see. The Shogunate. They rule by suppressing the will of the people. Truly, the Shogunate has lost its way, and there is no salvaging it now. Not only do they ignore the cries of the populace, but now they bend to the barbarians knocking at our door. It beggars belief. Can't they see how their people suffer with this disease they have invited into our home? Japan must change, and no one can do it but us. We, who were born and live under the rising sun. I'm sure you've had your fair share of painful memories. But let us together put this broken land to rights.
Over here. What can I do for you? Go ahead. Yes, my spectacles. My eyesight has always been terrible, and I struggled before I had them. I could barely see the ground and kept tripping over. When someone called me from afar, I couldn't tell who it was. My brother couldn't bear it anymore, so he bought the spectacles for me, saving the money little by little. I'm truly grateful to him. Ah, how lovely. All right. I will be going now.
Howard. I'm listening. What is it? I can't believe it. Really? Well, take care out there.
Huh. To think you would come to me by your own accord. Well then, there are some things you don't want to mention here, right? I don't mind going outside. Let's go someplace quiet, where there are no prying eyes. Follow me. Did you think I hadn't noticed? Where you been running about with Sakamoto of late? There's no way that wouldn't get back to me. Though it seems Kusaka hasn't noticed anything. I don't know what you're thinking. We may have walked together in Yokohama, but I guess I really don't know you. But look, just because you wandered down the wrong path doesn't mean I'll cut things off right now. I mean, I could do that if I wanted, but then my life would be just that little bit less intriguing, wouldn't it? You've got nerve. Surely you won't be cut down so easily. Anyway, you must have your own reasons to do what you do. I've known from the start when we met in Yokohama that your goals were different from ours. I will walk my own path, and you will walk yours. If those paths should cross again, let's celebrate over a drink. Your treat, of course. What do you want? You know your stuff. Really? All right, fine by me. Later then.